Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible reading plan. Today we're in John chapter 18, and today I want to focus on the first part of this passage. Jesus goes out into the garden and he is, morning he's praying, preparing to be arrested, and then we see Judas and a band of soldiers come out and they're looking for Jesus, and Jesus goes up to them and he came forward and he says, "Who do you seek?" And in verse 5 it says, "They answered him, 'Jesus of Nazareth.' Jesus said to him, 'I am he.'" Judas, who betrayed him, was standing with him, and when Jesus said to them, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. Now, this is crazy. This is something we don't really hear that much, but this "I am he" that Jesus says, it's essentially the exact same thing God says in Exodus in the burning bush when he's talking to Moses, when he says, "I am. I am that I am." It's a name of God that shows authority over everything, that he is. It's not who he is, it is the fact that he is. It's a crazy concept to wrap our head around, but Jesus is claiming to be God. He's showing his authority, and people fall back and they draw back and fall because of just the authority of the word and the power of the word that he said. And it shows us that, even though Satan is working in these people, even though he's working powerfully, strongly in all of these people, that God still has authority. God still has all of this under control. And Jesus knows that God has all things under control and that God has authority. And that's why when we see Jesus arrested, he doesn't panic, because he is God and he knows exactly what is going to happen. He knows that God is working all things according to his good and according to his goodwill and for his glory. But Peter doesn't know that. So Peter panics, right? And he takes out a sword and cuts a guy's ear off. And I love that it gives us the name of the guy. His name's Malchus. Malchus got his ear cut off. And Jesus, he takes his ear, he puts it back on, he heals the servant, Malchus. But it shows that Peter didn't have faith. He didn't have trust in this situation. And I'm sure if you could think in your life right now of times where you have just said, "Okay, I'm going to grab my sword, I'm going to run in, and I'm just going to go to fighting. I'm going to take control of this situation." But just remember that Jesus has all things in control, and when we're inside of the mess or we're inside of a messy situation, we can't see the pieces that Jesus is working, but he is working all things according to his good. That's what Scripture tells us. So Peter, in a panic, he gets up and he starts swinging his sword, but Jesus reminds him that he has all three things. He has all things planned. All things are working for the good, because in verse 4 it says, "Then Jesus, knowing all that would happen to him, came forward." See, Jesus already knew. He already knew exactly what was going to happen. So today, when you're going out and doing whatever you might be doing, just remember Jesus, God has all things. He knows exactly what's going to happen. He has all things in control. He has all authority. And Jesus says in verse 36, it shows us that, it might not look like everything's working out for the good. It might not look like everything's going to work out. But it shows us in verse 36, it says, "Jesus answered, 'My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would have been fighting that I might not be delivered over to the Jews. But my kingdom is not from this world.'" And that's why a lot of times it looks so upside down here. It's like, Jesus, what are you doing? God, what are you playing at here? What's the end goal? It seems kind of backwards, but Jesus says right here that his kingdom is not of this world, and God is working all things according to his purposes. So as you go out today, and as we continue reading Jesus going to the cross, tomorrow we will see the crucifixion for the last account in the Bible reading plan. And just go out and remember that Jesus has all things in control, and do not take your sword up and panic and try to win the battle by yourself. Trust in the Lord, trust in his words, trust in the promises that he has given to us, that he has all control, he has all the pieces, and he's putting them exactly where they need to be, no matter how chaotic your life looks like. Don't try to take control. But thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you tomorrow in the Bible reading plan. Bye.